We both have our work cut out for us this week. We're the White family. We live in rural Alaska, and for us, it's DIY all day, every day. I'm still working in the guest room, and Jacob's gotta work on getting our freezer filled. So last week we did a nightstand with a drawer and it turned out really well, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit. So this week I'm gonna make the exact same nightstand, but instead of the drawer, I'm gonna put a door in it. I love woodworking, but it really is woodworking. It's a lot of work. It keeps you in shape, or it'll get you in shape. It's definitely a labor of love.
So me and my buddy Ross are taking off hunting. We're going to take our boats and we're going to go to a place that I've been before. It's a really long boat ride, and hopefully can go successfully get a moose so that we can put some more meat in the freezer. I enjoy moose hunting a lot, but it also comes with a lot of work. I call it 5 minutes of excitement followed up by several days of hard work. You know, you usually get some downtime during the middle of the day when it's nice and warm. The moose aren't really actively moving, so we got to do a little bit of fishing, which is nice.
Okay, so whenever I do a door, I like to measure and build it to fit, even if I know all of my measurements are exact. There are some variables. For example, sometimes, like this is a 1x4. What happens if the lumber mill cut it a little shy of 3.5 or a little proud of 3.5? So it can affect these measurements, or like the 1x2 could be different. So I always like to, when it comes to doors and drawers, measure those and build to fit. So, and then what I do is I'll get my measurement. So I'm at 18.5, which is right on by 21, and then I'll take a 1/4 inch off, make the door a 1/4 inch smaller, so that way there's an 1/8 inch gap all the way around. So I'm gonna get started building the door. I got my door pieces cut and pocket holed, and I'm just going to double check the right measurements. Perfect. It's really handy. We have this clamp table. It's a Craig product, but whenever you're doing edge to edge joints, definitely always clamp. Little things like this are the difference between things taking longer and not being as nice. With the pocket hole screws, you can use glue or not. I never find that I need glue with the pocket hole.
So this place that we're going, it's not really open country at all. It's pretty lot of trees, and it's pretty rough country to hunt, but you know, I love to call moose. It's a lot of fun because you can get moose in really, really close to you. And I'll rub an antler, which basically it imitates a bull moose rubbing his horns or polishing them up for the rut. And then also bull grunts, which are great to use. You know, it's more of a, you know, I'm a bull and, you know, you're another bull. Let's kind of size each other up. And then also as the season gets later on, I'll use a cow call. And the cow call really gets bulls going because obviously they're, it's that time of year, and it really gets them to get in and almost want to fight another bull that I'm imitating.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
So we got the cabinet all built, and I'm just going to throw a coat of paint on it. I'm using Bear Marquee, and the color is Gateway Gray. And I love this paint because you don't have to prime, and it really is a good paint that goes on in like one coat. So someone like me who's starved for time, this is a really good solution to getting things done. Just finishing up painting, and I'm gonna run to the hardware store and get some hinges and handle.
That's the prize for moose hunting right there. That one's got about 500 or 600 pounds of meat on it. And you know what? Exactly what we're looking for. Fill in the freezer.
Harvesting a moose is one thing, but processing moose is completely different. So when I process moose, I usually have 9 pieces of meat that come off a moose because they're manageable, because you know each piece weighs from 65 pounds to 150 pounds. It depends on which one it is. And then you have to either pack it out, like on this hunt we had to pack it out on our backs. And then you have to get it hung up on a meat pole so that it isn't laying on the ground, and get the meat cooled down. So, you know, there's a lot of things that go involved in actually harvesting an animal, in the aspect of keeping the meat really good, so when you get home, you're eating really good wild game.
Well, end of a successful trip. Had a blast up here, and as you can see, we're loaded up, ready to head home. Got a long ways to get home, so takes most of the day to get there. So get a roll on it, and see if we can't be home by evening. Good trip though.
So I mounted the hinges on the door. What I'm going to do is split the difference here, like it, and then I can shim it up. So I want to add a shelf in here, but I want it to be adjustable so that we have a little bit of options when using this as storage. So cut myself a block of wood, and this is just a spacer. It could be any height, because you don't need shelves this low, right? So why drill shelf pinholes there? And then I have a Craig shelf pin jig. This is a must-have tool for any cabinet making. And just go like this. You just set it right on top of that, and then drill some shelf holes. I got my holes drilled for the shelf, and here's the shelf. It's just a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and works is you just stick pins that you can buy just about anywhere in the holes, and then the shelf just sits on them. I kind of envision this being like a mini linen closet for guests. We could put like sheets and blankets and things in it. And goes away. All right, I'm gonna haul it into the bedroom and see how it looks next to the bed. Oh, that looks really cute. Can't decide which one I like better between the two. They're both really adorable. I might actually like this one better. The one with the door was definitely easier to build. The one with the drawer might be a little bit more functional, so I'm gonna put both the plans out there for you guys to use and enjoy. The guest room is really coming along. They look good. What do you think of the nightstands?
Hey, those look pretty awesome. Who built those?
Yours truly.
Look good.
Yeah, I'm excited about them. What's really cool about DIY furniture is this farmhouse bed is over 10 years old. We gave it a coat of paint and it's brand new again. And then we were able to make nightstands to match it and paint them the same color, so you would never know that there's a 10-year difference between the two projects. They both look like we just picked them up as a set yesterday. It's deceptive, it was a lot of work. But it actually wasn't that bad. These nightstands were really, honestly, they were really easy to build, and you know, I have a baby that's 4 months old and I don't get a lot of free time from her. So when I design these projects, I design them to be very easy to build, something that I could actually handle and set myself up for success. There's always a lot of work going on around here. Both of us are just busy people. Hunting isn't as glamorous as it may seem. It's actually a ton of work, and it's more about, we shouldn't even call it hunting, we should call it harvesting. And then woodworking too isn't exactly the easiest hobby that you could have physically. It can be a lot of work, but both of us really enjoy it, and then you get to see the end result, whether it's a full freezer or new projects for your home. It's just so rewarding and gratifying. It's what keeps us going back for more and just continuing our lifestyle. So another successful week. Jacob filled up our freezer. I got some projects done for our guest room. It feels really good to be moving in a positive direction. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we shall see you next Monday.
See ya.